Hello and welcome to Sierra Infosys demonstration of data transparency in public sector. In this scenario, we'll show you how you can utilize financial dashboards to be more transparent within public sector, being that it's such a requirement on the state as well as a local level in a lot of areas. So in this first example, we'll show you how a particular organization looks at this time when it comes to showing financial transparency on their website. So in this first scenario, you see that it's basically a Excel spreadsheet that's listed and posted on a website. And a lot of organizations are kind of utilizing this type of process. And again, in this next screen, you'll also see kind of the same information, but you see that there's a lack of functionality. If I ever want to drill down on a particular fund type, if I ever want to drill down on more information on this particular dollar amount, I'm not able to do that as just an average person, thereby making this information a little bit more cumbersome and confusing for your average citizen. So what we have done here at Sierra Infosys, we've created these innovative dashboards based on SAP's technology. And again, you can utilize this dashboard and we can plug this in from any data source that you currently have, whether it's SAP or not. And again, the idea is to create rich and enhanced dashboards. So in this first scenario, I'll kind of show you one way to look up information based on fund type. As you can see, this is the overall budget that we have for this particular organization. And again, we can set this up on the state, city, or even on the county level. But we have an agency fund types, we have general funds, we have several different types of divisions and segmentation when it comes to funds. So if I were to look on capital project funds, I can easily pull up this information, and it's again very visible, very rich, and I can click and highlight a few different areas. If I wanted to look at the overall budget, if I wanted to look at total revenues or total expenditures, I can easily see this information for the last 4 years. And again, this information can be displayed on so many different levels. This was just one particular fund type, which was capital project funds. We can do it on enterprise funds, internal service funds, and debt service funds, and so forth. We can also set this up by division type. So if you're in public safety, maybe perhaps you're in public works, or you're a city county manager's office, you can easily find this information. So let's go to finance and division. Here you can see the information for the last 5 years. You can see what dollar amounts were spent in 06 versus 07, and you can see that for the following years. And you can see again how this is set up. What was part of the budget finance, what was the remaining operating budget. You can also see kind of the breakdown of where that went in several different categories, where the purchasing department, accessories, treasury, accounting, risk management, and budget, and so forth. So you have this very easy to use and very user-friendly solution designed to make it easy for an average citizen to find information, and at the same time for a government agency worker to be able to pull this information and pull reports easily at their fingertips. You also have the detailed analysis. Again, we have funds, and we also have it segmented by divisions. So we go into fund type, and we can go into a particular capital project fund. We can look at revenue or expenditures and essentially find this information easily and readily accessible. So I can see, and based on this fund, where the revenue is coming from, and at the same time there's a breakdown for each individual year, and you see that the chart changes every time I click on a year. And again, we can show this information on your website at this point. We can do the same thing based on divisions. So if I were to go to public safety, I can find the revenue that public safety created. Again, we divided this by funds versus and divisions as well, and you can see the totals. You can see what goes on for each individual year, and you see that the information is at your fingertips. Now, the what-if analysis is really great if you want to kind of create a budgetary planning process. You see the overall budget here, and I can make changes based on animal control, particular departments, if they're losing money or gaining money. And again, you see the changes in the total budget every time I move the dollar amount from one area to another. And you can do this again by the divisions. You can do it by fund type as well. And essentially makes it easier for an organization to create a budgetary strategy for their next fiscal year. And you can set it again to the total amount. Now, in this particular demo, you see kind of the changes and you see the functionality and features set forth within dashboards, and they're very easy to use from an end user perspective. You see the overall cost benefit analysis versus your existing systems. You see a lot of data redundancy. You don't have the what if analysis. It's not drill down capable. Whereas in Transparency 2.0, you'll be compliant from a transparency standpoint. You'll be able to provide this information to the public and at the same time utilize it internally as an organization. So I want to thank you again for joining us for a demonstration on financial transparency in public sector. This is our contact information if you would like a more customized demo. And at the same time, feel free to visit our website that will be also posted on our YouTube link. And again, thank you for joining Sierra's Infosys demonstration on data transparency in public sector.